Steven's, he's an entertainer, and I look at some of the stuff and I can understand he's selling a product. I can't call him a deep martial artist. There are too many martial artists that I really honor and respect, and who live that life of Budo. That I couldn't put him in that same category.
When would he have fought somebody?
Yeah.
When would be the instance where somebody's trying to kick the shit out of Steven Seagal in a match? And who would that be? If that person who tried to kick Seagal or tried to fight him or that sparred with Seagal, if that ever happened, we would know who that person would be.
Right.
There's no way that happens. So here's a guy who's never done that. He's never had to block a punch intended to knock his ass out. Van Damme has. Steven Seagal hits the shit out of people. That's a unique situation.
Okay, so you did how many Steven Seagal movies?
Like three?
Three.
3 projects with Steven Seagal. One soup commercial for Nissan, and 2 more.
All right, so in those films you did with Steven Seagal, he was actually hitting the stuntmen like for real?
Hell yeah. He's known for that.
He's known for that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So how would the stuntmen react after getting punched by Steven Seagal?
Ouch. They try to they try to deal with it because they're stuntmen. And so there's a certain ethic where you try to grin and bear it. And so Steven Seagal hits the shit out of people. Some people go along with it, some people don't. But he cracks people.
Okay, and they all took it pretty much. No one ever got angry.
Yeah, people got angry. Hell
okay,
yeah.
So you saw someone get angry at Steven Seagal.
Yeah. A lot of times.
Did anyone ever punch him back?
Please say yes.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, I did a fight scene with him. With no problem whatsoever.
Okay, so you did a fight scene with him. Did he punch you for real?
No.
So he knew who to punch.
Well, I mean, he knows who to do that with. But me, I think that's some chicken shit stuff to hit anybody, right? Including me. I would never do that to somebody. Now, some of the guys, some of the people take pride in being able to get hit, whatever. A lot of people don't like that. He's not Steven is not a pleasant person to work with. This is true. So, me taking pride in hurting Seagal, I find no gratification in that. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. And like I say, I got to look at myself in the mirror. There's a lot of things throughout Hollywood where if I took this route,
okay,
they're gonna face each other.
So in an actual fight between Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme, who would you give it to?
If Jean-Claude Van Damme, look, anybody. I'm sorry. In my belief, you would beat Steven Seagal. As far as in my estimation,
okay,
you would beat him just like you probably beat David Carradine. If you really fight, he's not. Yeah, I worked with Van Damme. Yeah.
Okay. Based on Van Damme and Seagal, based on your familiarity with both of them, can you see something like this happen?
Yes, absolutely.
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 Okay.
Yep. Van Damme's not afraid to spar people. He sparred me back in with when we were doing what's the name of the damn movie? Universal Soldier.
Yeah.
I was in the first one.
Yeah.
And we would work out together. And he had no real fear. Which was a trip because he's the lead, and I was still competing at the time. I know he wouldn't have any kind of fear. He knew how to fight. So yeah, but again, like with Steven, like, come on, he's a guy, like, he's never fought anybody. So like, it's a different thing. You're performing, and again, he doesn't have to know how to fight somebody. He just has to look like it. Again, like Steven Seagal's movies, I loved them when they first came out. On Deadly Ground, and that's what he's supposed to do. Like, Clint Eastwood doesn't have to be an accurate shot. He just needs to look like it. So I don't hold that against Steven Seagal. He's not supposed to be able to fight people. Like, I don't think Steven Seagal has ever had to block a punch toward his face. Who would have done it? Who would have been punching at him? You know, what ring would he have ever been in?
No,
So but the layman always holds up like you got to be a real fighter. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. David Carradine doesn't have to fight nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Steven Seagal is, I don't know why he puts that upon himself, like he has to try to legitimize himself as a fighter. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, you know, and I looked it up. There really is beef between Van Damme and Steven Seagal. They actually talk crap about each other. Both ways.
I mean, Steven Seagal's never going to spar. I think Steven Seagal really knows that there's never going to be. He can challenge anybody. There's never going to be a instance where they're going to. I say this, and I'll put out a challenge. See if Steven Seagal is doing anything physically in a movie that your dad can't do, right? And see if you go, okay, you have your dad do the same physical movements and see if that can be done or not. Now, you can't do that with Scott Adkins. Your dad can't do that. You can't, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, go ahead, get your dad to kick that high and do it. But with Steven Seagal, which I think he should be humble, you're not doing anything that other people can't do physically, right? But the persona is bigger than life. And I applaud it. I was a fan. But it's like, it is what it is.
Vladimir Putin. Sunshine in the sky, and I'm free when I close my eyes. And I'm watching with my sorrow.